Doing well because today we are going to embark on a math lesson, knowing our numbers. Let's see the contents for today's lesson. First, we are going to learn about ascending order and descending order, shifting digits, making big and small numbers, finding big and small numbers, and we are going to do examples and practices. Ascending order. What do you think ascending order means? It means arranging elements, in this case, numbers, from smallest to largest. Example with some numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, 1 is the smallest number here, followed by 2, the second smallest, and 3, 4, 5. 5 is the biggest. So, here are some tips for solving ascending order and writing them. Identify the numbers. You should always identify what you're going to sort or what you're going to write down, because then only we can find the smallest number, the second smallest number, the biggest number, right? So, after identifying each number, find the smallest in all of them and write it at the start of your list. And then you repeat the process and continue until it's done. After it's done, check your work. Ensure that each number is smaller than the one to its right. Now, let's try with an example. Here we have the numbers 7, 2, 5, and 3. So, which is the smallest? 2. I found the smallest number, 2, after identifying the numbers. The remaining numbers are 7, 5, and 3. What's the next smallest? 3. So, write 2, then 3, and then there's only 5 and 7. So, 2, 3, 5, and 7. That's your final order. And make sure to check your work. Now, let's move on to descending order. Descending order is quite the opposite of ascending order. It means arranging elements or numbers from largest to smallest, not smallest to largest. Here is an example: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 is the largest, 4 is the second largest, and 1 is the smallest. And 5 is at the top of the list, the start of the list, whereas 1, being the smallest, is at the end of the list. So, the tips for solving ascending order are also a little same to tips for solving the ascending order. Tips for solving descending order is quite the same to tips for solving ascending order. First, we need to identify numbers so that we can find which is the largest. After finding the largest, we can make it, we can write it down at the start of our list. Then we'll find the next largest, then write it down after the largest, and we continue this process until we find the smallest number. Now, check your work like I said again. Ensure each number is larger than the one to its right. Let's try with an example. Here you have the numbers 4, 8, 1, and 6. Which is the largest number? It's 8. So, write it at the start of your list and then see the remaining numbers. The next largest is 6. So, you write 6 after 8 and then Continue. 4 and 1. Of course, 4 will come next as it's bigger than 1. Here, let's arrange the following numbers in ascending order and I will tell you how we got it. First, in this sequence, we have 857, 9762, 6340, and 501. As you can see, 857 and 501 only have 3 digits. So, we'll see them first. Which is bigger? At the start, you can see 8 is there and 5. Now, which is bigger in 8 and 5? 8. So, you'll write 501 at the start of your list. Then you'll write 857 the next. Now, you have 4 digit numbers 9762 and 6340. As you can see at the start of the number 6 or 9, which is bigger? Of course, 9 is bigger. So, you'll write 6340 after 857 and at last you'll write 9762. Let's see with another example. In the second sequence, we have 9302, 38,905, 27,251, and 36,309. 9302 is the only number which has 4 digits in this sequence. So, we'll write it at the start of our list. Then, let's move on to these 3 numbers. 27,251 is smaller than 38,905 and 36,309, right? Because 2 is smaller than 3 and those two numbers have 3 at the start. So, we write 27,251 after 9,302. Let's move on to the next two numbers. We have 38,905 and 36,309. The first digits are the same, 3 and 3. So we'll move on to the thousands place. We have 8 here and 6. So which is bigger? 8. Which is smaller? 6. So the third number will be 36,309 and the next number will be 38,905. Let's see shifting numbers. Shifting means moving something from one place to another. So in this case, we are moving digits around to create different numbers. You might ask, what does number shifting help us? How does it help us? So, number shifting helps us to create different variations and every possible number to avoid confusion. What are variations? Variations are versions, different versions. So, number shifting helps us to create different versions. How does shifting digits work? Creating variations or versions. By changing the order of the digits in the number, we can create many other numbers. For example, in this we have 1, 2, and 3. So let's create some numbers like 123. What about 132, 213, 231, 312, and 321. We get this just by shifting numbers. See, we have so many different combinations, right? Now, big and small numbers. Numbers are very important in shifting digits. Depending on how we arrange the numbers, depending on how we arrange the digits, we can make numbers that are either big and large or small and tiny. So putting a big digit first will make a big number, whereas putting the small digit first will make a small number. Let's see. Yes, here we have the numbers 2, 4, and 1. So if we arrange them from biggest to smallest, we get 421, which is a big number because we have 4 at the start, 4 at the hundreds place. But what if we arrange them from smallest to biggest? We get 124, a small number. So here's an additional tip handling zeros. Sometimes even I get confused, and I know that you guys want to improve from making mistakes. If your set of digits includes 0, place it after the smallest non-zero digit when forming the smallest number. If you don't get it, let's see with an example. We have the digits 0, 1, and 3. So, instead of writing 13 using 0 at the start, we should write 1, 0, and then 3 for the smallest number, which will make 103. Because if we write 0 at the start, it won't become the smallest number correctly. Yes, it will be a small number, but it will not be so correct. Let's see with another example. We have the digits 5, 8, 9, and 0. So instead of writing 0589, which only makes 589, write 5089 for the smallest number. As when we write 0 at the first, it will make a number with a lesser digit. But if we write 0 after the smallest non zero number, then we can get the correct smallest number. So, why are shifting digits important? Shifting digits are important because it helps us grasp the concept of place value in numbers. Just like how we shifted 0, we know how it affects the we know how the position affects the digit in a number and how it also affects the value. By playing with shifting digits, we can explore how numbers work and learn about order of numbers and comparing them. So, let's practice with a few examples. Here, we should use the given digits without repetition and make the greatest and smallest 4-digit numbers. You can take your time, so pause the video and come back after solving. Okay, let's see the answers. In sequence A, we had the numbers 1, 8, 7, and 4. So, what is the smallest number? The smallest number is 1478. How? Well, we first took the two smallest digits and put them at the start and then the next bigger digits at the end. So that makes 1478. The greatest number is 8741. How did we get it? Well, we took the largest numbers first and then we put it at the start. Then we took the other small numbers and put it at the end. 8 being the largest, 7 being the second largest, 4 being the third largest, and 1 being the smallest. Let's see in the B sequence. We have the numbers 9, 7, 3, and 1. The smallest number we got is 1379. 1 is the smallest, 3 is the second smallest, 7 is the third smallest, and 9 is the biggest. The greatest number, however, is 9731. We place the largest number at the start. We place the largest digit at the start of the number. 9, then 7, then 3, and then we end the number with 1, the smallest. Now, let's see the sequence C. This is a bit tricky, right? You know why? The digit 0 is there. So, let's conquer zeros and show them that we can be great at maths. The smallest number we got is 4067. We place the 0 after the smallest non zero digit. That makes 4067. In the greatest number, we made 7640. 7 is the largest, 6 is the second largest, 4 is the third largest, and 0 ends our number. Now, D sequence. This is easy. We have the numbers 1, 7, 6, and 3. So the smallest number that we got is 1367, while the greatest number is 7631. Oh, look at the E sequence. Another 0. No worries. The smallest number we got is 3048. Guys, place the 0 after the smallest non zero digit. That is important in handling zeros. So that's how we got 3048. And in the greatest, we got 8430. Now, this is a twisted question. You know that nothing comes directly in maths. Make the greatest and smallest 4-digit numbers by using any one digit twice, by repeating any one digit twice. So, guys, be careful of what digit you repeat to make the greatest and smallest numbers. Okay, so now pause the video, take your time, solve it, and come back. So, see here, we have the answers. In the A sequence, we have the numbers 3, 9, and 7. So, the smallest number we got is 3379. Guys, I hope you chose the digit to repeat twice, and then that affects the number formation. So see here, 3 is the smallest in 3, 9, and 7, right? So, the smallest number will, of course, have 3 repeated twice at the beginning and then 7, then the largest, 9. The greatest number is opposite. In 9, 3, and 7, in these three, 9 is the biggest. So, we'll repeat 9 two times and then 7, then 3 to get the greatest number. So, that was very easy. Let's see the B. Oh, oh my god, there's a 0 here. Well, let's see. The smallest number we got is 4009. I hope you guys didn't repeat 4409 because that's incorrect. 0 is the smallest digit. 4 is the smallest non-zero digit. So, 4, then two zeros, and the largest number 9. 4009. The greatest number is repeated with 9 at the beginning, then 4, and then 0. That makes 9940. Let's see the C sequence. Thank God, there's no zeros in this one. 8, 5, and 2. The smallest number we'll repeat is 2, then 5, then 8. So 2258. The greatest number is 8852. In this whole question, shifting digits are important. We shift the digits, we repeat the digits. So that's why shifting digits is important to conquer this question. And guys, just a quick reminder, if you didn't get any of the questions correct, don't dishearten because math isn't always easy. Practice makes a man perfect, and we might not always get it at the first try. So, go back to go back to the start of my video. See the things I explained, like shifting digits, ascending order, descending order, and then come back and solve these questions. I'm sure you will get it right. So, let's move on to the D sequence. 0, 6, and 9. Just like in the B sequence, the smallest number we get is 6009 and the greatest number we get is 9960. Let's try with one more question. Make the greatest and smallest 4-digit numbers using any 4 different digits with conditions as given below. No repetition is in this. And the conditions given below are for the A sequence, digit 5 is always at the ones place. For the B sequence, digit 6 is always at the tens place. For the C sequence, digit 7 is always at the hundreds place. And for the D sequence, last but not least, digit 2 is always at the thousands place. But keep in mind, these conditions matter for the answer and that there is no repetition in this question. Different digits. Pause the video, take your time, solve it, and come back. Let's see the answers we got. In the A sequence, digit 5 is always at the ones place. Okay, guys, these digits help us a lot. These conditions help us a lot. Digit 5 is always at the ones place, So we don't have to worry about what we should write in the ones place. As I said, there's no repetition. So let's see what to write in the tens place, the hundreds place, and the thousands. The greatest number that will be found is 9865, 986, a descending order with 9 the largest and 6 the smallest in those three. Let's see the smallest number now. We have 1025. 1025, yes. As you can see, 5 is of course at the ones place, 2 will be at the tens because it's the third smallest, 0 will be at the hundreds as it's 0, and 1 is the smallest non zero digit. So that will make 1025. Okay, that was easy. Now, the B sequence. Digit 6 is always at the tens place. The greatest number we'll get is 9867. 6 is at the tens place, 9 is at the thousands because it's the largest, 8 is the second largest, so it's at the hundreds, and 7 is at the ones place. Let's see the smallest number now. 1062. So here 6 is at the tens place, the 2 is at the ones place, 1 is at the thousands place because it's the smallest non-zero digit, and 0 is at the hundreds place. This is easy, right? These conditions help us. So half of our worry is over. Now, see, digit 7 is always at the hundreds place. The greatest number that will be found will be 9786, and the smallest number will be 1702. Yes, that makes sense. Last but not least, D. Digit 2 is always at the thousands place. So, digit 2 is always at the thousands place. Digit 9 is now at the hundreds place. Digit 8 is now at the tens place, and digit 7 at the ones. So 2987 will be the greatest number, while the smallest number will be 2013. Here's another question. Find the greatest and smallest digits, numbers, numbers in the below given sequences. Pause the video, solve, and come back. So, in the A sequence, we have the numbers 4546, 4891, 4379, and 4462. Now, guys, let's skip the thousands place because they all are filled with fours. Let's see the hundreds. So, in the first number, the hundreds place is occupied by 5, the second by 8, the third by 3, and the fourth by 4. This solves our question. So, of course, The greatest number will be 4891 because 8 is the largest in 3, 4, and 5. 8 is the largest. Then we have 4379 for the smallest number, as it's the smallest in 5, 8, and 4. Let's see the B sequence now. 15,633, 15,173, 15,981, and 15,810. Let's skip the 10,000s and thousands place because it's 15. Let's see the hundreds place now. We have 6 occupied in the first number, 5 occupied in the second number, 1 occupied in the second number, 9 occupied in the third number, and 8 occupied in the next number. These numbers are in the hundreds place. So, the greatest number will, of course, be 15,981, while the smallest number will be 15,173. Let's see for the C sequence. We have the numbers 25,214, 25,345, 15,270, and 22,310. So the greatest number will be 25,345 because compared to 25,214, it has greater digits. And the smallest number will be 2,310 because it has one digit less. Let's see in this. We have the numbers 9,865, 23,877, 1,659, and 38,657. So, the greatest number will be 38,657 because the rest three numbers 9,865 and 1,659 only have 4 digits, and 23,877 is smaller compared to 38,657. So, the smallest number will now be 1,659. So, can you instantly find the greatest and smallest numbers in each row? Right, just instant. No need of calculation, no need of writing down with paper and pen, just mental math. Okay, so the answers we have are for the A sequence, the greatest number is 99,123 and the smallest is A. We just instantly found it because 99,099 uh 9,91,233 is the largest and the smallest is 8. Let's see the B sequence now. 1,234, 56,733, 891, and 23. So the greatest number will of course be 56,733, while the smallest number will be 23. In the C sequence, the greatest number will be 89,456 and the smallest will be 101. The D sequence, last but not least, the greatest number will be 78,599 and the smallest 98. So here's a fun activity. Take two digits, 4 and 3. So make 4-digit numbers using both the digits equal number of times. And after you do, here are some questions. Which is the greatest number? Which is the smallest number? And how many different numbers can you make in all? Pause the video, take your time, solve it, and come back. So, did you guys figure out the last question? Well, let's move on to the answers. The greatest number we got is 4,433, while the smallest number is 3,344. And how many different numbers can you make in all? Yes, we can make 6 numbers in total. 3,344, 4,433, 3,434, 4,343, 4,334, and 3,443. That makes in total 6 numbers. These questions were fun, right, guys? See, if you did not get any of them correct, don't be sad. Just go back to the start of my video, see the video again, watch what all I explained, watch what all is explained, come back, try these questions, and you will get it right. I know. So, I hope you enjoyed learning and practicing math with me also. And thank you for watching this video a lot. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.